Logic Pro just gave us one of the most valuable educational resources of 2026. A full-on Logic session with Kehlani and Usher hit song Shoulda Never. And today, we're breaking down every single track. Let's dive right in. All right, y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kris Keyz. And today we're going to break down the full session with Kehlani and Usher's hit song Shoulda Never. I'm breaking down every single track. I want to look at the engineering, their mindset of the recording, the mixing, the mastering. I want to look at the producer, the songwriter, what they're thinking, even the musicians as they were creating their parts. To create a whole session, to make a massive session. Sometimes as producers, writers, and creators, sometimes we get to a roadblock of a song and we really don't know where to go. We're like, do we add more? Is it going to take away from certain parts and make it too congested in the music, or should we take stuff away? So this session right here hopefully gives us a good inside look, especially if you're doing this type of genre, but you don't have to be. But if you can see inside the session, maybe you can take some of these ideas and they will inspire you to be a creator, maybe help you create your hit record. All right, so let's dive right in. So first off, before we even play anything, you can see, look at all the coloring that's going on. I see just everything looks very easy to read, very color coordinated. You can also see, I'm looking at the top right here, I can, without even playing the song, I can go right to a section and see, oh, this is the verse, this is the chorus, the intro. So right off the bat, if you are a songwriter, or if you're a producer and you're working on your arrangement, this right here is how a hit song is arranged. You start off with the 8-bar intro and you go boom right into the verse. A lot of the times you might put your chorus first, and you know, it just extends the song too long. So just right off the bat, I see the arrangement of the song. I see how well organized everything is. If we go over here to the left a little bit, I see all the vocals are arranged. It's not like a vocal, then a drum, a kick drum, and then a bass. I see all of the vocals are arranged, and they even have the lead vocals, which is pretty common, all on top. So you have your lead vocals all on top. I see everybody's lead right here. Kehlani's vocal lead, Usher's lead, Usher's rap, and then you have all the stacks below. And then within that, I also notice they have it well organized in folders. So it makes it very easy. If I want to close the folders of the vocals, I can. And the same thing with the drums. You have all the drums layered very nicely, color coordinated as well. Let's see if the vocals are a different color than the vocals. Yeah, it seems like the drums are more like a greenish color. All right, let's see, the live drums is here on top, the kick, the 808. So most of the meat and the potatoes are on top, the foundation, and then as they build up, they stack down. So you're probably gonna have more of the lighter things, yep, like a shaker, stuff like that, little percussion. Those are gonna be more on the bottom, which makes it very easy if, like I said, if you send this session to somebody else to mix, to look at, they can easily come in and work this session. So if we close that, same thing with the bass. The live bass, it looks like they're putting more of the live instruments on top. There's 3 or 4 basses here, the keyboards. So let's close some of this out. So let me close the vocals out up here. What else do they have here? I'm looking at the keyboards. Interesting, they have 3 keyboard parts here layered as a keyboard player. I'm always interested in how are you putting your keyboards together. So it looks like there's a stack of keyboards there, which we'll get more into that later on as well. So let's keep moving. Now we have the guitars are stacked in a folder. Let's see, the ambient guitar, like I said, more of the meat and the potatoes on the top, the layered pianos, and then more of your ambient type synth. I'm outside and these mosquitoes are like, they wasn't bad out here earlier, but now for some reason they want to pick up. But all right, And then, yeah, so 2 layers of guitars. Very interesting. I'm interested to see what the two guitars are doing. And then under that, let's look at the trumpets. Oh, wow. So massive trumpets. So trumpets alone, which it looks like there's tons of stacks. It looks like there's 20 stacks of trumpets. I mean, me personally, like when I do horns, I mean, I'm not going to lie, I've never stacked 20 different times. So that's a good, I'm already eager to learn what would they stack 20 times? How would they stack that? So that's interesting. And that's just the layer 2. So it looks like they have another 20 stacks of trumpets. And this might just be, I'm assuming they had to probably put it like this, maybe it overlapped some type of way. Yeah, it looks like maybe there's a little bit of bleed. Maybe it was just easier to put them in a different layer down there. But yeah, we're gonna dive right into it and just look at the color coordination. It looks like they're going lighter to darker within the stack. I don't know if that's on purpose, if that's set up, but once again, just makes it very easy to look at this session, to learn from this session. Now, and once again, these are all pro tips. These are, I mean, obviously Usher, Kehlani, these are some of the biggest names in the industry. I might have to move with these bugs, keep messing with me. But yeah, these are some of the biggest names in the industry, and this is a huge song. So why not learn as much as you can and take, everything that you can from the session. So now here's the violins. Let me close the trumpets out a little bit. So now we're looking at the violins. And once again, another massive, I mean, you're looking at over 50 tracks with just the violins. So you can tell right off the bat, and these aren't samples. You can look at the wave files from that. So you could definitely tell a lot of time was put into this session. And great job from whoever engineered the session. And maybe I could look that up. Maybe we'll look up at the end. We'll look up the credits and give them props for everybody involved on this record. But yeah, so as a quick overview, that's what I'm looking at. And if we just look up the mixer, some of the channel strips, we can see some of the effects that are put on as well. The vocals, all the stacks. And then let me see if we open up. As I just scroll through the session, for the most part, I'm looking at as everything in folders. Let's see. Well, this one's a little bit different, but I can see all the vocals are set at 0. See, I'm looking at every single detail right here as they're all busted to 5, which we'll get into the buses later, but I can see just if you're mixing songs sometimes, or you're mixing sometimes, and say sometimes one of your tracks or your lead vocal is way down here, or maybe it's you're trying to boost it and you have it way peaked out at here. Maybe it's something learned from this session, but like, how are they getting all of their vocals to sit at 0? And then from here, it looks like they just turned down the fader on the group. So once again, another pro look, which we never would have known if we would have not had this session. So we're taking all the meat off the bone. We're not leaving anything. We're going to be a little bit greedy on this session. So this might be a little bit longer session. So the moment everybody's been waiting for, let's actually get to some of the music here. I think we'll go through and actually look at some more of these. But once again, even just on the trumpets, everything's looking real clean at 0 on your faders within your groups. And once again, you just turn your faders down once they're once your fader here is set at -4.6, but everything within your fader is set at 0. So I do like that. That's a good learning tip for me to start trying to get those faders once again all at 0. All right, so let's look at this session here. Let me close some of these back out, make it easier for me, because I mean, we're looking at over 506 tracks. All right, so we started from the beginning.
Shoulda never, shoulda never, shoulda never.
I try to tell myself you're never gonna get it again. Laying here next to you, not what I intended again. How did you crack a code when don't nobody know how to get me in position?
I thought I got you, but you found another way to get it. Through all my inner thoughts, I'm thinking better skating in it. On every countertop, I'm yelling, please don't stop.
All right, hold on. All right. Man, this record is so fat. Like, depending on what speakers you listen to, and I'm just listening on headphones, but you can tell these layers are so fat. I'm so excited to get into this session right here. All right, so let's dive in. Let's start with the drums. I mean, we could start anywhere, but since the record starts pretty much with the percussion, the drums, let's see what the drums have starting out. So we have, let me open this up a little bit. So, okay. Yeah, let's start up here with the drums. So you can start anywhere, just so much. All right, so we have a vocal chop, not a drum, but we have a chop here.
Shoulda never, shoulda never,
And one thing I'm noticing on this is
shoulda never.
let me open bus file. I don't think it's a lot of, I noticed how they didn't have a lot of reverb on there, which is sometimes we need to cut the reverb. Sometimes we have it too reverby.
Shoulda never.
Where's the, well, I won't worry about the buses right now. I couldn't even find it right now. All right, so now we have the live drums. Let's solo this. Okay. Whew. That's a nice feel right there. All right. So then we go to live percussion. Let's add that in. Interesting. These are the little things that sometimes I feel like we miss, or maybe we don't miss, but we substitute these little subtle sounds like this for something that's more aggressive, too aggressive. Like this is very subtle, right? Especially the snaps right there. Like that little snap. I hope this is helping somebody. And then we have a vinyl in there. Hope this is helping somebody. Help me. All right. So it looks like they have the vinyl running through pretty much the whole track, which gives it that old feel, gives it more of that 70s live feel, like you're listening to it on the vinyl record. So nice job on that. And let's see what else we have. We have the bass coming in next. All right, let's see what the bass is doing here. I like that. It sounds like they have it, definitely a live bass. Slightly muted, but definitely you can hear the compression on that as well. And it's kind of like the meat of the song too. So the faders, once again, let me make sure I didn't miss anything here. Did I have any? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I'm making sure I didn't miss anything. I had the groups closed, but we good. We good. All right. So now keyboards. Let's see what we got. So we have 3 stacks of keyboards: an electric keyboard, 2 electrics, and a synth. So here's the first electric keyboard. See how they faded it out? So it seemed like they played it. Seemed like they played it, resampled it, and then messed with the reverb or the cutoff of the different parts. So that's on the layered electric piano. Let's go to this other piano. So it looks like they give you the MIDI. I'm not sure if this was the actual MIDI sound they used, but they gave us that. So now we can, if you wanted to go in and actually see the chorus they're playing. Very generous of them to do that. Then we have the synth. Little ambient synth. See, these are things that I'm going to inspire to look for, or not afraid to add into my production. I mean, it doesn't sound good by itself, but if we play it all together, it's dope. That's fire. Yeah. And it's very simple. You know, I feel like as musicians, the musicians that can really play some chords, really know some stuff too, I feel like sometimes we go in our production and try to, it seems like these are basic triad, maybe major sevens in there, but it's not like we're trying to impress everybody with the newest lick that we learn. It's very simplistic. Everything has been very simplistic so far. The percussions has been simple. The bass has been a repetitive bass loop, something to set the foundation. Now let's get into the trumpets here. All right, so I don't know how they have everything layered, so let's just start with trumpet 1. Got some stabs. With the reverb on there. Okay, let's go to trumpet 2. So it looks like this one was panned. Where's the... So it looks like there's a pan left and right. Let's see if this is the same thing. Yep, so looks like there's a stack here. Just pan. So the first two are pan left and right, the identical notes. Looks like we have another stack here. Same note, sounds like. And then again, right and left. So it looks like they have it panned twice to the right and then twice to the left for this particular note. They might have stacked it more. Let's see. We can see the same note so far, right? All right. So let's keep moving to 5. Let's see what this note is. Oh. Looks like a harmony. I'm sure this is a stack too. Same thing, yep, pan left and right. So I'm assuming they did this one 4 times, stacked it 4 times, pan it 1 to the left, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Let's go to this next one. So let's go ahead and nice. So we got 4 stacks there. So 1 through 4 is 1 stack, 5 through 8 is another stack. So let's go to the 9. Let's see what we got here. So now we have the high one. The harmony. So we already can assume it's going to be the same thing. Pan hard, hard pan to the right, hard pan to the left. Uh-oh, I might have rushed it. Hold on. So they only did 2 on the high trumpets. Let me just label this high trumpet 9. Let me just put this to the right. All right. So because this next one, track 11, sounds different. Sounds like the middle. This the middle note right there. So this is the middle, pan right. And these are all hard pans. That's the high middle right there. See if this. So these higher notes, it seems like they only stack those once. So 2 stacks on the highs. And then let's see what track 15 is. It seems like they stacked something here on the end. With the little pickup note there. Stacked it pan. Let's hear it again. All right, that's nice right there. So let's hear all the trumpets together, these trumpets right here. So let me mute those 2 and we'll just do it this way. Like that. I like too that just breaking down, like I said, we're breaking down every single thing. And I'm thinking of the process as a producer. If I'm telling a trumpet player, if I'm recording a trumpet player, you know, maybe the trumpet player, their job might be, maybe they do know how many times to stack, or maybe as a producer, you should know. And it's interesting that they didn't have, everybody do this pickup note right here, the da-da-da, these 2 little pickup notes. That part right there. Da-da-da. Just those pickup notes, because now that you listen to it with all the trumpets, you hear it, but it's not there, which gives the whole line a little bit more value to me. You know, just as another, like I said, another tip, just picking your poison on where to place things, of how much to add is seasoning. How much salt do you really need to add? Yeah, we want people to hear it, to taste it, and we want people to hear it and recognize it. But if you do too much, it becomes not even tasteful. Now it's not even enjoyable. And I think we have to think that same thing as our ears. Our ears is just like our tongue or our nose or our sense. Our eyes, it's a sense, you know. And some people's senses are more powerful than others. So if you want to become a well-rounded musician, producer, think like a well-rounded chef. You can't go into everything cooking it like Cajun. You know what I mean? I love Cajun food, but it's more like more seasoning, right, than something else, some other dish, right? So just be cautious and find your balance, find your niche. But once again, great job on these horns of picking just a little bit of salt. Got salt right here, stabs. Let's take some salt out for 2 licks. Because all I hear, ba da da da. But those pickups notes, it gives me like another little, like that's that onion powder, the garlic powder. Now it's like, oh, I taste more than just the salt. It kind of gravitates me to want to hear it back. Like that's why I'm listening to it over and over. It's like, sheesh. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so this is just the first eight bars right here, right? So now let's go down. What else do we have here? So now we have a string quintet added here. Looks like they had a quintet, sampled it, and then put some effects on it, and then just dropped us instead of giving us probably like another 40 tracks, they probably just bounced the stem down. So nice on the quintet. All right, and then from there we have the violins. So another massive stack of the violins. So let's break this down. Let's see what they're thinking when they record the violins. So if you've never recorded violins, or if you're recording bands and you have violins, now we get a good idea of how many times to stack, what layers that we're looking for, and even as an engineer, how they're color coordinating. And man, why they didn't put everything just all right here and put this track, violin 8 through 13. Why they didn't place that somewhere else? Let's see. So we'll start with violin number 1. All right, very nice. So violins there. All right, so we have another stack. So if I was the violinist, I'd be like, beautiful. Let's do that again. Let's stack that. And I'm looking at this one. These aren't pan left and right, like the strings, right? Or the trumpets, right? So another pro tip, maybe just something to look at. So violins 3, let's play these. Even the beginning on that's a little different. It gave it a little bit more drag on the end than this one, right? This one was more staccato. So once again, maybe the stacking of the 3 gives it a little bit more flavor too. So if you're not stacking it, we're missing some of that. We're missing that flavor. So these are all so 1 through 3 are the same, and let's see if 4 is the same as well. I'm assuming. Sounds like 4 is the same. So they're giving us another 4 stacks. So far, we got 3 more. So now we're getting to the low harmony. 4 stacks of the high. Stack 2 of the lows. And these aren't pan as well. These are all going centered. And violin 7 is the same thing. Stack on that. So, all right. Ooh. Ooh. So here's the lows together. Ooh. And I noticed the space in between as well. So here's all 3 together. Space. Space. nice space. Let some other instrument take something. Staccato space, beautiful. All right, so let's go to another violins. Now we're down here to another stack. Let's see what we got here, violin 14. Sounds almost like this one, right? Slightly different. All right. So, okay. Here's the next one. I feel like violin 14 should have been up here. I don't know if it's, I'm not going to change it, but it's labeled violin 14, but I feel like it maybe should have been up here if it's the same medley and sound as violin 7. But that's just me. But so this one, they give us space on the beginning. So it looks like this one is a different melody. Just some little accents in there in between where we left space. Where we left space on the other tracks, we're now, like I said, giving room for something else. And everything is accenting the last line at the end, the little melody on the end. Very nice arrangement. A lot to take just from these first 8 bars. So if you have like a killer medley or a line that you want everybody to pay attention to, maybe leave some space leading up to that, or take some things in and out so you can accent that last thing. Bring everything back together at the end. I hope that's making sense. So let's just go through these really quick. I think these are all the same. I didn't hear any difference. Yeah, so 14 is different, but we have like some other little trills or whatnot happening right here. So these are stacked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we gave me 6 stacks right here with the trills. So stuff to play in between all the other horns, the trumpets, and my other violins. And then we all come back together on that last line right here. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, let's keep it pushing. A lot to cover. You're talking about 105 tracks. So once we have these violins, now we know we don't have to solo too much. We can now just play the stacks together. So now, here's another one. Sounds like went to a little diminished or something at the end. That note sounds off to me, but I'm sure it's right. Same thing here. I'm not a violinist, so I don't know the style or the exact term, lingo for how they're playing it, but I can see they're playing it a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more choppier as well. They're not holding the notes as long or sustaining the notes as long. So here's another harmony at the end. So we had, okay. Probably stack that one, right? Okay. All right, so interesting. So we gave 2 stacks of the lows, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 stacks of a higher. Very classical. Wonder which violin this is. If you know which violin this is, the different violins they're using, Comment below. I know there's different types of violins. But yeah, I would love to know. Like, is that a concert? Like, which? And then let's add in the other parts here. Here's the, just a little line together. All right. And we start adding, we add the violins. The other high ones. String quintet. String quintet. Trumpets. Got that bounce. Let's add the keys. Whew. Vinyl, bass. Percussion, accents. Whew. It makes sense. Drive, drums.
Shoulda never. Shoulda never. Shoulda never. Shoulda never.
Man, that's fire. That's just on the intro. That's just on the intro. Like, if you don't watch no more of this video, if you're not inspired now to just work on your intro, I don't know what to I don't know what to tell you. Maybe the verse will do it. So let's jump into the verse. Cause yeah, that's crazy right there. So, and easily, like I said, because the session is easily organized, I can go right to the verse right here. Boom. So the verse is 16 bars. We got a 16 bar verse, and we can see. All right. So right now, we can see because it's easily organized. The stems are cut off. We're taking out all the violins, so we can close that. We don't need the violins right now. And what else? No trumpets. So we can take out the trumpets during the verse. It seems like there's a little pickup right here on the trumpets. Did the strings have that as well? Yeah, okay. So there's a little pickup on the trumpets and the violins, which we'll get to that here shortly. All right, so now we're on the verse. Let's start with the drums. And when I do drums, if you're not familiar with drums, I always tell people, man, the easiest way to start is start with the hi-hat, because it's just basically the metronome. You don't have to do too much, and you can always take the hi-hat out and change the rhythm to give it whatever type of bounce that you want. But so here we go. And I can see that they, like I said, once again, this is just their tempo. Doom, doom, doom. I don't think it's that they didn't do any extra. Sometimes we do that, all that on the hi-hat. Sometimes that ain't necessary for, like I said, it's too much sauce, too much seasoning. It might work for you, and some other people, but if you're trying to get a massive record, is that enough? Is that a recipe for the massive? So once again, the hi-hats are very simple. All right, so now from there, let's go. Now we can add, let's add in the snares here. Let's look at the snares. So we got a Kris snare, sound like a Kris snare. And then from there, they layered it, looks like, with another. That sounds like one of them old school claps from back in early 2000s, layered in it. A little roll. That's where you're getting your bounce from, right there. Let me see with this light snare. Okay, this is like a little side stick. Okay, so we got that layered in. So once again, if you're looking how to beef up your snares, and we got a little bit of another side stick, but then also a snap, kind of a snap in there. So if we add that, seemed like they put that in there and then wanted a little bit more of that side sticks sound. So layer that with the light snare. That's what they're calling it. And then we add our old school snare, sounds like, and then your more current hip hop snare, trap snare, with a little bit of bounce. Okay, and your regular hi-hat. So now we're ready for the kick. So a simple kick. A nice drum loop that's digestible. I don't know what sometimes people be hearing. I don't know why they be hearing like so many drum 808 rolls and all that. I just don't know. Then you got a little shaker with some percussion in there. Nice. Then they add another shaker right here. Let's see if anything's pan. They got the snare rolls pan 16 to the right. And the other pan, another shaker over here, pan to the left a little bit. Let's see if there's any more drums in here. Little bedroom that said freaky squeak. All right. So these are the things that are panned. So you got the freaky squeak pan to the right a little bit, about 7% or so. And then we got to the left one shaker, and then to the right another shaker. It looks like a little hi-hat, however you want to look at it. So together, once again, the drums. Here. A nice bed for our keys that we already listened to. Got our vinyl. There's a string part in here. Looks like a string quintet part around the 8-bar loop. Coming up right here. Okay, that melody line again. All right, what else do we have? I know we got the bass still, but outside of vocals. Okay, yeah. So this is a nice bed. Oh, we got guitars. Let me play the bass one more time. the live guitar part. Almost got that Confessions vibe, right? I mean, that's Usher. So just, even on that, guys, like, let's just break that part down right there. Like, just even this part right here, the guitar. So, you know, it's not like, sometimes we overcomplicate things. Like, I gotta find, and I'm gonna talk a lot about overcomplicating things, because you ever heard the term less is more, keep it simple, stupid, all those little terms. We're literally breaking down a hit record. I mean, it's and it's one note. That's the same note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not what you play, it's how you play it. So you literally can play one note and make it sound incredible. All right, so now let's go to the verses over here. Starting out with Kehlani lead.
I try to tell myself you're never gonna get it again. Laying here next to you, not what I intended again. How did you crack a code when don't nobody know how to get me in position?
All right, so we definitely a lot to unpack. I wish, now, I mean, once again, I think they're giving us more of the instrumentation of the record, more than the vocals, because I know this isn't just a one take. I mean, you can hear, I mean, minimum two, I could just hear how she's doing the punch in, but also it's like, how many times did she stack? I mean, this is one of the things, like the trumpets. You know, when you're doing vocal production, do we layer it 2 times, 3 times? Is it 4 times? You know, so I would be curious.
I try to tell myself you're never gonna get.
Maybe it is one take. Maybe that is.
I try to tell myself you're never gonna get it again.
We're just taking what's available to us. So we have the lead, and then down here it looks like there's a background.
I try to tell myself you're never gonna get it again. Not what I intended again. Cold.
So we're doing the back end.
To keep me in position.
Yes, I mean, we could definitely tell that's more than one track. But I guess, like I said, to keep it simple, stupid for us, I just talked about keeping it simple. I'm sure they just bounced everything down and gave us just the stems for some of the vocals here. But once again, it's still a lot to learn from, to see, hey, we can always strip this down. Or, you know what, if you're very curious, get this session and take this and put it in a AI something, and I'm pretty sure it could take out the backgrounds. You can use Lala AI. A little shout out to them.
Never gonna get it again.
But together.
Not what I intended again. How did you crack a code when don't nobody know how to get me in position? Found another way to get in. I'm thinking about us getting it in. I try to tell myself you're never gonna get it again. Laying here next to you.
All right. My bad, got a little distracted there. All right, so now let's move on to the next part. What else? It seems like Usher comes in.
I try to tell myself
lead.
you're never gonna get it again. Crack a code when don't nobody know how to get me in position.
I thought I blocked you, you find another way to get in. So on my inner thoughts, I'm thinking about us getting in it. On every countertop, I'm yelling, please don't stop. And you know where it's going, baby.
Very nice. All right, so we can see Usher has a little bit more stats going on here. Let's see what he pulled up out of here. So we have some ad-libs going on.
I thought I blocked you, you find another way to get in.
So they get in.
Get in. In. And you know where it's going. Somebody told me this was it.
Let me just do one of these at a time.
That you was on some different.
Okay. So this looks like some lower ones, just some back ends.
Get in.
to the verses. Let me play with the verse.
Thinking about us getting in it. On every countertop, I'm yelling, please don't stop. And you know where it's going.
Somebody
baby.
told me this was it, that you was on some different.
So it look like those are more the backgrounds to Kehlani when he comes in with that. All right, so nice. Let's move on to this layer right here. What do we have here, Usher? A little background oohs and ahs. And right here, another ad lib. That's nice. Let's see what else it has. Does it similar? All right. And then one more little accent on something right here. Okay. And it's interesting, once again, just looking at the engineering of it. I mean, because some of these things, some of these you could probably put on the same track, right? You could probably put that up there and splice them together, but I don't know, was it the effects? We're going to dig into it. Just another way to look at how to create a hit record. You know, maybe it was a template, and on a lot of templates, you have like a couple in your groups. You might have already a preset of 4 or 5 background or ad-lib tracks already for your presets. So, I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so now we have the verse, her background. Let's go back into Kehlani's backgrounds right here. So background 2, we haven't listened to that yet. Let's check this out.
Getting it in. Please don't stop. And you know where it's going.
Sounds like at least a 2-part, maybe a little 3-part harmony in there. Once again, I would love to see how many times they're stacking some of these backgrounds, some of these vocals. Just another tidbit, but you know, sometimes they can't give us everything.
Getting it in.
So now we have Kehlani group backgrounds. Let's check these out.
Told me this was it. Ooh, awesome, different. Ooh, made a decision that was better than this. Instead of wasting my time, I try to stop myself in time. Should've never did it. I did it anyway. I probably should've never did it. When I knew better, but I didn't do no better. I just wasted my time.
Man, that's nice. That's probably at least another 50 stacks right there. So let's listen to these backgrounds together.
Found another way to get in. I'm thinking about us getting it in. Please.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
Found another way to get in. I'm thinking about us getting it in. Please don't stop.
Did we go through
And you
these?
know where it's going.
Somebody
Told me this was it. Ooh,
That you was on
awesome, different. Ooh, made a decision that was better than this. Instead of wasting my time, I try to stop myself in time.
Should've never did it.
I did it anyway. I probably should've never did it. When I knew better, but I didn't do no better. I just wasted my time.
Like, that's a lot to study right there. You know, when I'm doing vocal production, this is one of the things when I was talking about at the beginning, hey, do we add more? I don't hear anything. Should I not? I don't want to clog it up. I don't hear all of that. You know what I'm saying? Or if I do, I'm not basically the best singer, you know, and I could do some vocal production. Don't get me twisted. But that right there, and that's not even everything. So let's go into some of the Usher backgrounds here. But once again, they're still keeping it simple to where it's still digestible. Even though it's full, it's not over busy. All right, if that makes sense. Everything is intentional. I think that's one of the key things.
If somebody told me this was it, that you was on some different.
All right. And then we have something on the end here.
Try to stop myself in time. Should've never did it. Probably should've never did it. And I do better, but I wasted my time.
Okay. Background 2. See if this one looks a little different.
You know where it's going, baby.
Let me just see what these two are while I'm here.
Going, baby.
Oh, everything's different. I thought they might have stacked it, but everything's different. Let's go through it. Let's do it. So this is another stack, Usher's background 2 over here. And remember, we still have his ad-libs up here. So his ad-libs on one and his backgrounds. Skip forward a little bit.
I try to stop myself in time. I did it anyway. I probably should have never did it.
Very nice. All right, let's go to these here. Background 3.
To all my inner thoughts, going, baby. Never did it.
Gotcha. All right, background 4.
Gone, baby.
Little hits, little stabs in there. I mean, that's Usher's signature sound, I feel like.
Please don't stop. Somebody told me this was it.
Thought that was Usher. I like that.
You was on some different.
Dixon, I guess I'm assuming one of the writers, one of the background singers, Dixon. So he had a couple parts in there. Go and get your, ready to get them royalties and credit. Nice, nice. All right. So let's add all of these vocals together for the verse and see what we have here.
I thought I blocked you found another way to
Go
get
back here.
In position.
I thought I blocked you
Let
found
me go back. Here we go.
I try to tell myself you're never gonna get it again. Laying here next to you, not what I intended again. How did you crack a code when don't nobody know how to get me in position?
I thought I blocked you found another way to get in. To all my inner thoughts,
I'm thinking about us getting it in.
on every countertop. I'm yelling,
Please don't stop. And you know where it's going. Somebody told me this was it. That you was awesome different. I would have made a decision that was better than this. Instead of wasting my time, I try to stop myself in time.
Should've never did it.
I did it anyway. I probably should've never hit it when I knew better, but I didn't do no better. I just wasted my time.
Don't get it twisted, I ain't never been.
While we're there, let's just jump into the verses of the vocals while we're here. Just real quick, let's go into Kehlani's vocals again, starting it off. Or I think Usher starts the second verse, right?
I'm not so.
Let me get Usher's lead here. So once again, it's very easy to find because everything is already organized for us. All the leads are at the top. Leads. All right?
Don't get it twisted, I ain't never been no regular time. Just cause you laid it down and knocked it out like dominoes, that don't give you no permission to look me over when you know that I've been you good. Why pull me in to push me out just cause you know you could? Yeah, slipping, fall in love again. Oh, same position. Then
Nice. Let's add Kehlani's vocals in there.
did I ain't ever.
I'm not so into you that I'm gonna let my good years go by.
Even just really quickly, even on that, I noticed on the engineering side, they're cutting that delay off, so it's not like one of them delays or the reverb that just bleeds into. So when Usher gets done with his part, you hear a little bit of the tail, maybe like a extra, maybe 1 or 2 delays in there. I don't know, a quarter delay maybe. Can't think right off the top of my head, but it's just not bleeding into the next part of the song, which keeps the song very clean and crisp. So another tip right there. Let me play these two together and you'll hear it.
Don't get it twisted, I ain't never been no regular time.
Cuts off right there, right? Because Kehlani's singing right there. And then when she gets done, let's just play it from here. Let me turn the loop off. Let's see.
You that I'm gonna let my good years go by.
See? It cuts off. So when you have those together, it sounds very clean.
That
Don't get it twisted, I ain't never been no regular type.
I'm not so into you that I'm gonna let my good years go by.
Cause you laid it down and knocked it out like dominoes.
That don't give you no permission.
Me over
When you know that I've been f***ing you good.
Pull me in to push me out just cause you
Know that you're good. It's how I end up in a slip and fall in love again. Right back in the same position.
Let's look at the backgrounds of Kehlani's first and see what she's doing.
Been no regular type. In you that I'm gonna let my good years go by.
Nice.
Lay me down, knock it out, domino. That don't give you no permission.
Stick it to the same
Know
melody.
that I've been you good. Pull me in
Very
and push me
repetitive, which
out.
makes a good
Know
song.
that you're good.
Line.
Right back in the same position.
It's not the same as the beginning with the horns and the violins we're doing, but it's some type of familiar, how you say that word? Familiarity. Had to slow it down. But that's another songwriting tip if you're a writer as well. So here's background 2, add it
I ain't
in.
never been no regular type. In you, I'm gonna let my good years go by.
So it looks like more like the back ends.
Ooh, Know that I've been you good. That's how I end up in a slip and fall.
All right, let's go down here to Usher's now. Usher background looks like he just has some couple stabs in here.
My good years go by. Give you permission. Thinking you good. That you could. Right back in the same position.
Okay, so a lot of dynamics on that. Everything's not the same volume, which once again, that's on the engineer, his choice. And
Permission that I've been good. Pull me in, push me out, just cause you know that you could.
Usher sings with a lot of emotion.
Same position.
That's one of the things I learned about Usher. He sings with a lot of emotion. And then you got Dixon seem like he's coming in with some pickup notes on the end going into the chorus.
Same position.
Let me take this. Let me just hear Dixon by himself.
Right back in the same position. Somebody told me this
Daggone
was it.
mosquitoes, boy.
That you was on some different.
He has a raspy take on it, which sounds very good blended in. It gives it a little bit of that that vibe, that smoky. Doesn't make it too clean. I like the effects they got on there as well. Very nice. All right. So now, let's put all of this together, all these vocals on the second verse.
Slip and fall in love again. Right back in the same time.
Don't get it twisted, I ain't never been no regular type.
I'm not so into you that I'm gonna let my good years go by.
Cause you laid it down and knocked it out like dominoes.
That don't give you no permission.
Me over
When you know that I've been f***ing you good. Pull me in to push me out just cause you know that you're good. It's how I end up in a slip and fall in love again. Right back in the same position. If somebody told me this was it, that
Chorus.
you was on some different, I would've made a decision that was better than this. Instead of wasting my time, I tried to stop myself in time. I did it anyway. I probably should've never hit it. When I look no better. I was wasting my time.
Every time that I tell myself that I'm probably gonna let you go, I get 1 foot out the door, then you come and pull me back.
Okay, so it looks like Russia.
Every time that I tell myself that I'm probably gonna let you go, I get 1 foot out the door, then you come and pull me back for more. You know I can't resist you, that's my issue. Forget the we've been through, cause you always put it down for me, make it disappear like alchemy.
That's definitely not Usher rapping. Doesn't sound like him. Let me see if this is Dixon.
Every time that I tell myself that I'm probably gonna let you go, I get 1 foot out the door, then you come and pull me back for more. You know I can't resist you, that's my issue. Forget the we've been through, cause you always put it down for me, make it disappear like alchemy.
All right, it seems like they have him rapping with some ad-libs on the back, and then Usher just layered in his part. Seems like
Every time that I tell myself that I'm probably gonna
sing
let
rapping
you go,
over it. Give it a
I get
little
1
bit.
foot out the door.
Keep that vibe going. That's them as the lead on it.
Resist you, that's my issue. Forget the we've been through,
Mosquitoes
cause you
got
always
me
put
out
it down
here.
for
They
me,
got me.
make it disappear like alchemy. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Every time that I tell myself that I'm probably gonna let you go.
Out the door. Coming from me back for more.
Gotta put that little berry on there. We need a little bit of berry on there.
Yeah.
Down for me because they got alchemy. Yeah.
K-E-N-I. Oh, yeah? Oh. No.
Yeah. All right. So now let's listen to. Oh, and Kehlani got her end on there. You know, we gotta put Kehlani on. It's her song, right? We gotta have her on the rap.
They call me Kehlani, Nene with the ill nana. Tsunami take you under. This body hit like thunder. This ain't no one hit wonder. Here's another. Cause I'm red like a Mona Lisa. Just treat me like a masterpiece.
Yeah, okay. Talk that talk then. All right. So now let's keep it going. We almost finished here.
Every time that I tell myself that I'm probably gonna let you go, I get 1 foot out the door, then you come and pull me back for more. You know I can't resist you, that's my issue. Forget the we've been through, cause you always put it down for me, make it disappear like alchemy.
They call me Kehlani, Nene with the ill nana.
Every time that I tell myself that I'm probably gonna let you go, I get 1 foot out the door, then you come and pull me back for more. You know I can't resist you, that's my issue. Forget the we've been through, cause you always put it down for me, make it disappear like alchemy.
They call me Kehlani, Nene with the ill nana. Tsunami take you under. This body hit like thunder. This ain't no one hit wonder. Here's another. Cause I'm red like a Mona Lisa. Just treat me like a masterpiece. I try to stop myself in time. I did it anyway. I probably should've never hit it. When I knew better, but I didn't do no better. I was wasting my time. If somebody told me this was it, that you was on some different, I would've made a decision that was better than this, instead of wasting my time.
Very nice, very nice. And before I go back into the music, let's just go ahead and look at what they have on the synths here. So on the vocals, looks like there's a tube EQ. This is on the whole group track right here. So individually this is on the group. Let me see. Let's do it this way. So on the group, you have a little bit of EQ and a little bit of compression going on.
So, don't nobody know how to get me.
So it looks like it's just on the whole group. And then is there anything individually we have on the leads? She has a little bit of EQ on there, cutting off the low ends. Looks like around 94 for Kehlani. And what type of compressor do we have here? A little bit of compression on there was a 8-to-1 compression with a medium slow release and fast attack. Interesting. All the way, makes sense. Just looking at the compression, how they did it, how the distortion there on hard. Everything else looks pretty basic there. So EQ, compression, and a de-esser, take out some of those hisses there. And then now we have our, looks like the same thing on all the leads. Let's see, yeah, 94, cutting at 94, Kehlani's. Let's see, is Usher. Usher a little bit more EQ here. We're cutting at 72, so obviously a deeper voice. So we're cutting a little bit at 72 with 3.2, -3 dBs, around 196, and they're boosting around 3K to 2.5 dBs, and another little boost around 65 hertz, and then another boost at the end. So very nice, giving it a little sparkle, cutting out once again around 200. Typical for a male. And I wish I had the chroma, but once again, it's not on here for this particular computer. And then once again, another 8-to-1 compressor on Usher's, and a hard distortion on his. Same attack, fast attack, a little slower release it looks like on his. And what else? Another de-esser. All right. And what else? Now we go to the buses here. So on the lead, bus 10. What's on bus 10? 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So let's go over here, see if we can find 10, 11, 12. So starting right here on 10, a reverb. Looks like they put an EQ on that reverb first, a little EQ going into your quintet. Once again, this is a newer reverb, one of the newer reverbs on Logic with the last update that they gave us. So a 4-second reverb on that. You can see how they're, look at their settings. You can copy that if you want to, or however you want to look at it, and the vintage EQ on it. Kind of gives it that Neve look on this EQ. So that's on the bus, on the reverb. So we're giving a reverb with a little bit of EQ, and the reverb 2 on our second reverb. We have the settings for our reverb, and also we put a little reverb EQ on that one as well. On the reverb 2, let me pull this back up. So here we go. So we have a reverb on that one, and then let me pull up I had the wrong reverb pulled up and make sure. Yeah, we're on 2. Here's our EQ settings for our second reverb. And I have some other videos where I talked about adding reverb to your bus send, so you can go back and look at that if you're not familiar with adding EQ to your bus sends or to your EQ. And then it looks like this is kind of like got this same chain that's similar to before from a guy, Dave Pensada. How you have your reverbs delayed going into your echoes. A lot of people don't use echoes like that, but you have a bus going for your echo, one echo there, and then you have another, what's this, a half echo, and I'm pretty sure this one's going to be like a quarter. Yeah, a quarter echo. So 2 delays, 2 echoes, or I prefer to use a delay and the echo. Or they got a delay here, so you can see a delay on 14. They do have a delay as well. And this is your delay settings. So not a lot of delay there. It's kind of like more of almost looks like more of like a tap delay, maybe just to fatten up the vocals a little bit. So not really I guess they're using the echo more for that tail. And what else they have on here? A little bit of chorus on that delay. So give the chorus that's where you're getting that washy, wavy sound from in that. So there's your rate on that, and your det, not all the way up on the det, and not too much feedback. And the last one here is on your background vocals. You can see what they have, the reverb, smooth space reverb. That's your setting, 50% wet, and then your EQ on that as well for your background. All right. And while we over here, let's just go ahead and check out the mastering. Looks like they used the AI, the mastering assistant on that, which gives it a clean sound on that. I guess that's what it was going for. Character clean. So that's the settings that they let us explore into on the record. Let me see if I missed anything. Basically everything else is just EQ, some EQ settings. Don't see anything on the bass. This is one of the settings on the bass. So just go through and I'm just going through all the settings here now. So if you're into bass or play bass, let's just play.
I thought I blocked you, but you found another way to get in. Through all my inner thoughts, I'm thinking about us getting it in. On every kind of time.
Play it again. All right, let me just loop this in. Let's see if we can hear a difference. Let's see if we can hear a difference with or without some of these plugins. All right, here we go. Hold on a second. Make sure I got the right track pulled up. Okay. So this is the amp. Probably give us a little bit more distortion. Yep. Gave it a little bit more distortion on there. Without it, this is with it. A little bit more thickness on it. So once again, that's a nice. And what I'm gonna do, guys, is maybe y'all can find this helpful to you guys, but I'm gonna save this setting right here. You can go in and save this setting as something. So I can call this Shoulda Never right there. So yeah, so that's another helpful tip, just to see how they're adding all of these effects to the record. But for the most part, let me see if there's anything else. I don't see anything else. And plus, it's a good sign. Oh my gosh, my battery's gonna die on me. But I think I went through mostly the whole record. Let me just play it a couple times. I'm gonna play just the music if I have enough battery space from the beginning, and then I'm gonna play it all together with the record. And now you can imagine, now that you've heard all the parts soloed together, what they have, now we can go in and imagine how to put this record together. If you was the one to create this record all over again, what would you do to create a hit record? The ball is now in your court. Let's hear it without the vocals first. I like that ambient piano, the ambient synth. We soloed this part. Go ahead and add the vocals to the second half.
I'm not so into you that I'm gonna let my good years go by. That don't give you no permission. When you know that I've been you good, know that you're good. It's how I end up in a slip and fall in love again. Right back in the same place.
has
that
his
was
own
better
space.
than this. Instead of wasting my time, I tried to tell myself in time. Did it anyway, I probably should've never did it. When I knew better, but I didn't do no better. I was wasting my time.
To the bridge, label.
Every time that I tell myself that I'm probably gonna let you go, I get 1 foot out the door, then you come and put me back for more. You know I can't resist you, that's my issue. Forget that we've been through, cause you always put it down for me, make it simple like alchemy.
They call me K-H-L-A-N-I. Lean in with the ill nine. Tsunami take you under. This body hit like thunder. This ain't no one hit wonder. Here's another. Cause I'm red like a Mona Lisa. You treat me like a masterpiece. Try to stop myself in time. Did it anyway, I probably should've never did it. When I knew better, but I didn't do no better. I was wasting my time. Somebody told me this was it. That you was on some different. I would've made a decision that was better than this. Instead of wasting my time.
Wow. So once again, this was the full, complete breakdown of Kehlani Usher, Shoulda Never, Logic Pro 12.3 update comes with it. You can get the full session yourself. Hope you guys fully enjoyed this as much as I did creating it. Until next time, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and the notification bell so you'll know every time I go live. Until next time, it's your boy Kris Keyz. Y'all be safe. Love y'all. Peace.